your mum the only person who could see through a Harry lie?
No, my mum, my dad, my brothers and sisters.
Right.
I've always grown up lying like it sounds so bad, but like cheeky white lies, as in get my brothers and sisters into trouble or get away with something.
Is there a key to telling and sustaining a good lie?
Yeah.
What would your advice be to our listeners if they want to tell a good lie?
Yeah,
Lie Academy.
if you did want to lie and you needed to, the best advice would be like...
We welcome to Home Time Harry Clark, winner of the Traitors champion. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's brilliant to have you on the show. Obviously, that huge showdown with Molly. Let's start right away by asking, how are you two guys, you and Molly? What is your status? Let's get straight into it.
Just besties still. I mean, she's an amazing woman, and the fact that she spoke to me straight after the final and sort of, I probably needed that more than her. I thought she was going to hate me forever, and when I heard she wanted to speak to me, I thought, oh great, she's going to be behind the door, like ready to sort of like get me in the back, like axe in the back of the head or something.
I was going to ask, like, how long after that winning moment did you get to like first talk to Molly? Because when she walked out, I thought she was going to come back and wallop you.
Yeah,
it's so dramatic.
So she was like straight after, pretty much.
Right.
Really quickly, she sort of got over it because, like she said, it was a game, and she loved and hated me, and like she was saying everyone that signed up knew that could have had the potential to happen, that it was the traitors, you know, and she said if anything you deserved it from being a traitor from the start, and that just shows her character obviously as a person.
There's rumours of you getting her a holiday. What's the compensation here? What's going on?
She said sorry for that because she was only joking.
Oh right, okay.
So then now everyone wants me to buy her a holiday, but like I've said, I mean, she deserves the world, and I'll always love to help her in any way I can, but I want to work hard for the year and sort of make my own hard-earned money, and then I want to treat her in some way, and whatever way that is. I don't know whether it be her and her boyfriend, but
that's very cool of you. Well, I mean, is it a strange feeling winning something through being a bit shady? It's a strange because my other half, Katie, when we were watching it, she said to me, if you were that good at lying, I would then never be able to trust you again. So do you feel like people, because it's at the end of the day, it is a game, like you just say, and you're just being good at doing the game and playing the game, but do you feel like people will look at you slightly differently seeing how good you have been at lying?
Yeah, well, I hope not. I mean, like my other half, she's been amazing, and she sort of knew. Like they joke, and especially my family, they joke like, oh, like I was speaking to them like the other night, and they'll start laughing, and then they just like look at me, and I know they just look at me and go, I don't believe anything you're saying right now. And I'm like, I'm not in the game anymore, but obviously I had to keep the lie for so long after finishing the game. Obviously I couldn't tell anyone anything.
Oh wow!
But they sort of like my closest ones, like obviously my other half, my family, they knew I would do what was necessary. They had watched series 1, so they knew what to win the money, like what had to happen, and obviously in either or role. So they're just happy, they're over the moon. They can't believe I've won it, really. Neither can I.
When you were at school, or like, you know, then suddenly now like World of Work and all that kind of thing, did you throw a good sickie?
What to get? Yeah, 100%. But my mum was the one that sees straight through it. So she was like, you can't go on there and lie. And I was like,
so is your mum the only person who could see through a Harry lie?
No, my mum, my dad, my brothers and sisters.
Right.
I've always grown up lying. Like my older brother said the other night. Like, it sounds so bad, but like cheeky white lies, as in my brothers would be like, oh, where's my pants and socks? Or I don't know, but they're on me. So now I can get them some back. But it's just always been the white lie to sort of get my brothers and sisters into trouble or get away with something and things like that. So
is there a key to telling and sustaining a good lie? You know, like some people have to, you say like part of it's true. There's like a seed of truth makes it easy to go along with it. What would your advice be to our listeners if they want to tell a good lie? Lie Academy.
I think I'm retired from the lying for a minute, but if you did want to lie and you needed to, the best advice would be like tell a little truth in that lie, and also believe the lie that you're telling. Like for myself, it was I believed I was a faithful, and that's it. I was just a game. I had to just murder someone just to keep the game going. So it wasn't really a lie. Like even if I look this, and that's what's worrying now. I still look back on it and think, I weren't really lying though, was I? Because I was just playing the game, and the game was to be a faithful and then be a traitor. So it's like believe in a lie that you're telling. Then if there's some truth to it, it will become a truth anyway. So.
Are there any other games that you would consider yourself particularly good at? Because you have been one of the best players of all the different traitors around the world ever. If we were to sit you down and play Cluedo or whatever, any other sort of game or noughts and crosses is something that you would consider yourself fantastic at?
No, I'd never say I'm fantastic at everything, but I've been blessed as in like my family are really sporty and always competitive because I have like two other brothers and my dad and my cousins, loads of us. So
I'll tell you one game you guys aren't very good at, and that's snooker. Having watched, they always show you lot playing snooker every episode. You're terrible, every single one of you.
You know, me and Jazz used to actually have really good games of snooker.
They didn't show that.
They always showed our bad shots.
This is another lie.
No,
he's at the line
That's
game.
actually a truth. I'm being honest there. Even ask him. But like, we would play the best games of snooker and think like we would hit it and be like, I hope that shot's in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, just done like a boundary shot that I didn't even mean.
We don't have much in our show budget, but we need to get Harry down to Riley's.
Oh, that'd be so good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Were the breakfasts any good? Obviously, the breakfast was a massive moment, you guys coming in, but it looked an amazing spread. But in reality, what was the breakfast like? Because I think breakfast is the best meal of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't even tell you. I'd be the worst person to ask because I'm the fussiest eater. So when I saw all the mad stuff they had going on, there was like loads of meat and stuff and like salmon and like grapes and all that, and I was like, this is too much for me. Like, I'm just normally like a cornflakes or Weetabix kind of guy, or I just don't eat breakfast and I'll wait till lunch. So I never actually tried any of it. It was just a coffee or a tea I had to just sort of make it look like I wasn't that nervous, because if I just sat there like that, everyone would have looked at me a bit funny. But the breakfast, it looked good, but I never really ate any of it.
Well, I mean, huge amount of people have watched this series. I think it was 7 million at the peak with the round table, which is unbelievable. Yeah. The downside of that is that when something like this gets so popular, people start to think of ways of gaming the game a little bit. And a previous guest on Home Time, James Harkin, who's one of the QIL, so he's kind of a master of quizzing, said to me this morning when we were having coffee, he said that if he was a contestant, he'd look out for who the producers would cast as a traitor. Do you think there's any tactics going forwards if you were to speak to the people who are like the next round of people on the traitors? What would your advice be to them to succeed?
What, to them as being a traitor or as a faithful?
Well, if you're on there like trying to work out who are the traitors.
I think the best thing for finding a traitor, obviously I was one myself, but I would definitely see it from my perspective and watching the other guys, was like the change and shifting characteristics and the way that they would sort of struggle. But it was easy for me to say because obviously I knew like some of them that we recruited would sort of be, one day they were their normal faithful self and then the next day they have to be this sort of traitor. So then you're looking at them faces and you can tell that they're like being completely different. Yeah. So it'd be like, watch for people's characteristic changes, because people do change. But then it's hard because people change just because of the game anyway. Yeah. And because they're mentally drained, they're physically drained. So it's such a hard, the game's really hard. Like, honestly, it is. But then my best advice would be also to make friends, and like hopefully it's not a bad friend you make. Hopefully you don't trust the wrong person, or in my case, hopefully you do. But like you have to build trust in whether that be relationships of one or two people, because when you have a theory and you're going for someone, you need people to support your theory. And also at the same time, if you've got people gunning for you, if you've got people that can go, I don't think it's that person because I've had this conversation and I believe them, so I think it's this person, it just takes the heat off you. So
good tactics.
That would be my best advice, 100%.
You're this master strategist. You've played this fantastic episode of The Traitors. Yet when you've come in today, you're wearing your lucky shoes that you wore in the final as well. Which are these ones with the tag on as well. Now, as two sort of like rather uncool dads, particularly with a teenage son who wears shoes with tags on. Yeah. Please explain to us what's going on there. And these are your lucky shoes.
Yeah, these
right?
are my lucky shoes, and that's my lucky suit as well. I don't think I'll ever wash it. I'm just going to let it stink of lucky. And I'm going to keep it probably until the horse racing this year at Ascot's, man. Hopefully I'll win some money.
So what's with the tags though? How can the tags be lucky?
It's just like a design.
We're so uncool.
We are. We're so far behind.
And then I'm lucky because obviously my other half and my mum, it sounds so, they don't dress me, but they give me sort of like guidances into fashion. And these are a present from Christmas, so I thought I'll just wear them. Awesome. And then luckily they became my lucky shoes.
Let's get ourselves a suit and a tag. Sounds like you've been in court. So look, it's amazing to have you on the show. Let's just end with this then. £95,000, a huge amount of money. What are you going to do with it, Harry?
I can't even believe it. Like, because I keep thinking to myself, I could just go now and just buy something. Like I said in the Uber, should we just drive around the corner and go into the pub and I'll pay? Like, sort
you
of
didn't
thing.
need to be in an Uber, mate.
Yeah.
But like honestly, I know it's easy for me to say, but like Andrew said, like towards the end, it didn't really become about the money. It never really. It was for me, but to give to my family, as in like. My family's always given us everything we've ever needed, but I've always wanted to be able to give them something they want. Like my mum and dad have worked so hard their whole life. And I've got loads of brothers and sisters. Like to be able to just take us out and do cool things and just see a smile on their faces, all that I care about anyway. So yeah, it's definitely going to go a lot towards my family and sort of like a family holiday that we haven't had in years.
Amazing. Well, listen, it's been brilliant to have you on. Congratulations again, the winner of The Traitors. It's Harry Clarke.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers, Harry.
Honestly, cheers.